Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Just 1 Minute or So. This is the second part of Jumpstart Your Growth. If you want to grow, you must know yourself, your strengths and weaknesses, your interests and opportunities. You need to reflect on where you have been and where you are now. Otherwise, you cannot set a course for where you want to go. And of course, every time you want to learn something, you must be able to take the new thing that you've learned today and build upon that. That's the only way to gain traction and keep improving yourself. Now, the funny thing is that most people don't know what they would like to do. They don't know themselves as well as they should, and thus remain unfocused in their growth. So, how do I know myself? Well, first of all, let's start to pay attention to our passions. That awareness is a must to knowing yourself. And when you accept who you are, you can focus on your passion and start building. Now let's examine your present job. If you're not enjoying what you do for a living, take some time to examine why. Is it a risk making a change from what you are currently doing to what you want to do? Of course, you might fail. You might find out that you don't like it as much as you expected. You might not even make as much money. But isn't there also a great risk in staying where you are? You might fail, you may get fired, or take a pay cut anyway. Or, worst of all, you might come to the end of your life feeling regret for never having reached your potential or doing what you love. Now, which risk would you rather live with? Now, it's also true that you must have some kind of criteria for knowing if the desire you have matches the abilities you possess. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Do you know the difference between what you want and what you're good at? Do you know what drives you and what gives you satisfaction? And do you know what your values and priorities are and what your organization's values and priorities are? By answering these questions, you determine what are the obstacles between you and what you want to do. And you may need to ask yourself if you are able to overcome those differences. It is very important to not only know what you want to do, but also why you want to do it. When you do things for the right reason, which would be to make a positive difference in the life of others, it gives you inner strength when things go wrong. Doing something for the right reasons also helps your life being less cluttered and your path clearer. So take time to reflect, explore your intentions and attitudes, and as you know yourself, you will grow yourself. And finally, to move from what you are doing now to what you want to do is totally a process, a journey. It begins with awareness. That is, spending some time really thinking about where you're presently headed. And if it's not where you want to go, write out what steps you need to take to go where you desire to go, to do what you want to do. The other element is action. You cannot win if you do not begin. Accountability. Maybe you want to request a specific people to ask you about your progress. Write down every action that pertains to an area, for instance, finance, health, career, and where you want to see improvement. And finally, attraction. If you are growing, you attract others who are also growing or in the path to growth. Therefore, you are building a community of like-minded people who can help one another to succeed. Thank you so much for joining us today and looking forward to seeing you in the next video.